Hello, everyone. Today we're joined by Marcus Harrison at MBG Performance Center. So, welcome on the show.
Thank you for having me, boys.
Do you want to ask him the first question?
Yeah. So, at the start of every podcast, we always ask our guests, what's one item that you would induce into our Brew Hall of Fame, and what would that be?
It would have to be a pair of Birkenstocks.
Ooh, I like it. Is this the first and only pair of Birkins that you have?
No, I mean a suede one. I'd opt for a suede one. Yeah, nice comfy shoe.
This is the one that you always wear with me.
Yep.
Yeah.
They get called the more expensive £5.
Have you ever had a pair?
No, never had a pair.
I've looked at buying them, to be fair, but I went for Crocs instead.
Yeah, you're either Crocs or Birks.
Yeah.
Steve hates Crocs. Mate, he'll genuinely, he does it with kids. Kids come in with Crocs, mate. He puts the Crocs outside. I smell on it. It's terrible.
Right. We'll start off with some funny questions that we got to give him.
Yeah.
What is the biggest animal you think you could beat in a fight?
Absolute I back myself a lot, so
I know. I think you could.
I reckon I'd have a giraffe.
A giraffe.
I like that.
What?
So,
I respect that.
Yeah, we've actually had this conversation before, and I reckon I could beat up just a cow.
I don't think you could beat up a cow.
What's a cow gonna do?
Swatted. It would fucking run at you.
Yeah, but I think a giraffe. Have you seen the way it swings its neck?
Yeah, it's pretty vigorous.
Yeah, but that's at a distance. If he gets in close, man.
Yeah.
If he
That's
cuts
what
the
I'm doing.
angle.
What's it gonna do when I'm
Yeah.
very close? I can take it like that.
Yeah. Get rear naked choke at it, mate.
Exactly.
Break his neck.
Where do you choke a giraffe though? At the very top or
I'd
bottom?
go.
Yeah, you gotta go to the
top.
top, you gotta climb it.
Yeah, because at the end of the day, if you go to the top, then it's less girth, so you can actually get your arms around it. We all know how important girth is, lads. So,
Sorry, mate.
sorry to let you down. So, with your journey that you've had so far, how has your journey led to the point where you are right now in the present day? Like starting from 18-year-old Marcus, how have you got to the position that you're in?
I've always felt like I said, like joking aside, I do back myself like, more than I should. But I've always known I've aligned to do something I can do. Do you know what I mean? Like even if when I was 18 I wasn't doing what I'm doing now, I've always known I'm very capable of doing something.
Nice.
Would you say that you always knew that you were going to work for yourself and grow your own gym, or is that vision grown as you started going down that road?
So when I was found out I had a passion for fitness, I always knew it was engrossed in me. It's been all I've ever known for the last 15 years. So I'm very passionate about coaching because you can be a good athlete, a great coach. I would even say I'm a better coach than I am. And I feel like my passion for it is infectious. So I think it's not, you can't imitate passion. Led to me.
What do you think is the thing that makes you more passionate towards coaching and enjoy coaching more as opposed to competition? Because I know you are an avid competitor with weightlifting and whatnot.
I just love people to find their reason why starting their journey in fitness doesn't have to be in the gym. Like, I love something like a family. Say if they get like a baby, makes them want to be a better person. Helping them on their way is massive passion.
That's really nice. Yeah. I want to go to more of your competing side. If you want to have a conversation about that.
Yeah.
Some big numbers.
Trying.
Big numbers is an understatement.
Have you got any competitions in the future that you're working towards at the moment?
Yeah, so hoping I've already qualified for the British finals, which I'm hoping to qualify to compete. But I'm just I'm still able to snatch. I do want to greatly snatch British record this year.
Right.
So,
What is that?
175.
Is that for a certain weight class?
Yeah, my weight.
Yeah.
So that would be. I'll do it for 49 today. I'll do it now if you want. If I'm 49 kilo, okay. Yeah, so hopefully, I mean, my stats are going really well. Can't really clean and drink. Hopefully, that'll be good.
Do you enjoy? Obviously, you enjoy the powerlifting side of it and the weightlifting side. What's the difference between powerlifting and weightlifting?
Powerlifting is bench, squat, deadlift, weightlifting, snatch, and curly jack. I wouldn't let you get 2 seconds into that conversation without correcting.
Thank you, I appreciate it.
Olympic
Both
level.
very good
Yeah.
sports. Very,
Yeah.
very good.
You've also competed with the High Rocks recently, haven't you? With
Yeah.
Emma. Yeah. Is that something that you want to venture more into, or is that you want to keep it solely
Just-
weightlifting?
It's just fun, innit? Just follow our fitness. So I want to do, I'd say in the next month, so to it if I don't. Within the next month, I want to do a 5K PB and a squat PB the same day.
That is like one of the main CrossFit tests. Can you do a 500-pound squat
Yeah,
and a sub 20-minute 5K? I think it is.
mine's a little bit different. On the squat, 320. And sub 23.
Oh my god.
Yeah, that's
impressive.
In the same day, not in the same session.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
were talking about on Thursday. Was it that you wanted to do a marathon?
I'm doing a marathon in 6 weeks or something.
I found that mental.
Jeez.
That is crazy. Isn't it?
I don't like perception of people where they run like I won't be running fast. It would be like 11-minute miles.
Yeah,
But I'm just gonna finish it.
Yeah, that's a good point. But even though, still, and it's finishing it is a thing, it's challenge in itself, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just like this year I just want to do like obscene challenges for myself. Just
I like it. Well, I was training with you when I just before I did that Hadrian
That's
Hall,
right,
and
yeah.
I found out.
What was it that got you in like, you
so,
got injured at the end
On
of it?
the last day, well, I'm not sure what day it happened, but a fly had got into my boxers, and like
I know that's not funny.
Mental that you got beat by a fly.
into my groin. So while I'm running, I've run it into my leg, and it's just buried into my leg. And then I finished like Sunday
That's fucking horrendous.
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah. Well, I didn't even feel it at first, and then Saturday I went to work. Monday I went to work. Tuesday I had a massive lump, and I was like, "Is that a hernia or something?"
Yeah.
And I went to the doctors, and they said, "Yeah, they think it's a hernia, but they couldn't get it."
Because you told me it was a hernia.
Yeah, they said it was a hernia as well, and then but they couldn't get it back in. So I was like, "Well, it's not." And I thought, "We figure it out then." So I was in hospital for a full week before they decided. It literally, a surgeon just came in, squeezed it hard enough. By this time, it was massive, and it just popped. And he was like, "Oh, we need to get you in for surgery, like, and get it cleaned up and that."
Oh my
I was
god.
like, "Oh,
Did they get the fly out of that?
no,
Everybody got rid of it?
no." They had like the residue from it, which is beautiful, nice. But it filled up my whole leg. It was,
Was it an infection?
yeah, absolutely horrendous.
How long did it take to get recovered from that surgery?
8 weeks. Yeah,
From
because
flying.
shall I go into details about
Yeah,
it?
go.
Yeah, go
Right.
for it.
So they had to cut it open, and then like bore out everything that got infected into my leg. So I just had a cavity, but then they can't have that cavity just heal straight over, so they have to pack it with like material.
How big?
Like they pulled out like it's like a ribbon, and it comes out like this long, packing it in. But when it first happened, I was still numb, so they put it in. But then when they had to, every 2 days, it had to get pulled out and put back in. Oh, shit.
That's ruthless.
Yeah, it was not nice. Not nice.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah. So because it had to heal from the bottom upwards, so nothing got like trapped in it. And yeah, that was really not nice.
Mate, oh my god. Have you ever? What's your worst injury that you've had?
Obviously not much. Eating.
Yeah, in training and that.
I mean, not from trade. I've been around by a car.
You hit by a car.
That was my biggest. Neck.
Well, that's pretty serious. I would say.
No,
No.
no, it was only a 2 seconds. I've been quite lucky. Touch.
First of all,
What's yours?
I broke my fingers. and then I ripped my muscle in my ab. That was when
Like
I
an
first.
intercostal.
I don't know what that means.
In
but
between
yeah.
your ribs.
Yeah,
Into
yeah,
yours.
yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah, I did that the first year that I trained, but it was actually worked out for me because I was meant to be doing my A levels at the time, and I was kind of fucking it off to train because I was only 18 at this point. It was just after my second
I
fight.
think I remember it.
Yeah, and mate, honestly, it honestly killed me, mate. I could not sit up out of bed. I had to roll out of bed. It was terrible. But and that one hurt, but it worked out. Yeah, so it meant I actually had to try with my A-levels, which was good. It's a good thing.
Did you get good A levels?
Yeah, I got 2 Bs and a C.
Well done, mate.
Thank you.
At the British Championships, is that the one? You know, Craig Ritchie,
Yeah,
the YouTuber. Is that what he's doing? At the
Yeah,
moment? Yeah. So we'd be at the same.
Yeah, I
thing?
think so.
Are you in the same weight class as well?
No, no, no.
Oh, you're
I mean, I'll take if I look 8 to 9 kilos.
not. So what is it in kilogram yours?
Over 109 kilos.
Oh.
In the Olympics, so yeah, the guy called Lash.
No.
So he's the.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, last year is like the greatest weightlifter of all time, and he's in the over 109. However, he weighs 190 kilos.
Right.
So it
Right.
doesn't matter how much over.
Right.
109 kilos.
Yeah.
I'm a little over.
I've seen people just like muscle snatching like 140s.
Yeah, so last year's done 150 muscle snatch.
Shit. Yeah, that's the muscle snatches.
Is that the one where you go like that?
Yeah, but don't
No,
move your
so it's
don't
just
move your
one
above your
just
head.
one movement.
But like
It's like,
don't,
a ground,
like-
it's like a ground
yeah.
overhead.
Fuck.
not moving your legs.
150 kilos.
That sounds like such a pain. I
Yeah.
won't even bother.
What is your dream cheat meal?
Oh yeah.
Ah, that's nice.
We talk about food quite a
We
bit
do talk
in our sessions. So, like, it's quite sad actually. Because you eat quite whatever you want, really, don't you? So it's
I
not
mean,
too bad.
I'm being modest when I say that. I am a little bit strict.
Yeah.
But, just a Sunday roast.
Is it?
I love a Sunday
Really?
roast. Yeah.
Oh my god.
What can I have started with smart mains and desserts?
Yeah, you can have
Yeah,
whatever you want.
yeah.
Start.
All the questions to be your last meal if you wanted.
What?
We could alter
Yeah,
the questions
death
to
row meal.
everything. Yeah. I've had that conversation with Megan every single week.
That was like 2 weeks out from the family.
Yeah, it's honest fun.
I'll just go, mate. I'll go for like all the trim in Sunday roast, like Christmas dinner style. Pigs in blankets. All the job. And I go stick it on the plate.
Oh, sticky top. That's a good
Chris
shout.
gave me a look because I actually put Sunday dinner at the bottom of my list.
Yeah. We were speaking about
Yeah.
Megan came on the podcast. Was it last week?
yeah.
And we were talking about cheat meals and like just how far we would go. And he said he doesn't
All we're
rate
saying
roast.
is we've all got mild eating disorders.
Yeah, we have definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Have you ever heard of Cafe Royale in Fleetwood? So they do a 3-course Sunday dinner for £15.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a drive away,
Yeah.
but you can walk across along the front of that. It's quite nice and wow.
You mean it's just a carb?
No, it's just no. You can't like help yourself.
Oh,
It's just you're almost in someone's like living room. It's a very weird setup. It's 15 quid. You get they cook it. It's only Friday to Sunday. Cook it all homemade. Starter, main, dessert.
Are you actually in someone's house?
I think it used to be. It's the same family that have owned it,
Right.
and like it's still like carpeted floors and all, and it's like a big living room now. I think they might have
Is it
knocked
like a
through.
90s decor?
Yeah. But honestly, for Sunday dinners, and I don't like Sunday dinners, that's top tier.
The place to go. Have you ever been to the Ramsay?
I haven't. I don't know.
So on a Sunday they do a Sunday roast, carvery style, but it's all you can eat meats, all you can eat everything.
Oh, we can eat meats. Yeah, that's not
They
bad.
do rib beef, they do pork crackling, gammon, we can go as many times.
See, that's too dangerous for me.
It's not.
I need
And
someone
they
to
got a
tell me.
chocolate fountain.
I need someone to
And
say
you
to
put that
me,
chocolate
enough is
fountain
enough.
straight
I'd be tempted to try it. You know? I would
I
try
wonder
it.
if
but-
it in his last fight camp.
Oh, I know.
Mate, it was
Chris,
like a
when he's
kilo.
pissed
It was a kilo.
Every
of
time
it.
I'm just going for a wee. Sometimes you just go,
Oh, we
Mate,
talk about this.
all
Yeah,
the time, mate.
yeah, we talk.
And-
Chris is sniffing food. It's weird,
Yeah,
man. It's a weird
it
thing to
is.
do. Like when we go out with all the lads and like we order like some food at a restaurant,
Yeah.
you'll just come sit right next to me and go, "Can I sniff your food?" I'm like, yeah, go ahead. if
You know,
want."
you know, I'm struggling with that. So that's what I'm resorting to.
Well, when we did Meg's podcast, it was pretty early. I just made a sausage butty.
Yeah.
You just walk straight over to him. Can I sniff it? Yeah.
Sausage and egg butty. wasn't it? It's actually good.
Just an
that.
egg butty.
Oh, I thought it was had sausage.
No,
in it.
no. Off your head, man.
Yeah, yeah. But Meg's at that point now. In fact, she's got like 3 weeks left. She's now in.
Food sniffing.
like,
Yeah,
it
it's
is
funny.
dangerous because when I used to bodybuild, or like when I was getting close to my competitions, it would push me Food Network.
Yeah,
Food
yeah.
Network. And like watching people make cookies.
Yeah, why do we do it? Why do you watch people make food when you're starving?
When you know, you know.
Yeah.
You
I just feel like it just scratches that itch that you have.
But it makes it worse as well.
Yeah.
So it's like it scratches it, and then you realise like it's a deeper itch. And
Yeah.
then, yeah.
We were just talking about Chris's biggest like binges when he's broken his
Oh yeah.
what would you even call it?
Well, like
Your discipline's failed.
yeah, like
Yeah.
if I've caved or
Yeah,
diet
yeah.
or whatnot.
Have you ever had a big binge?
Yeah. Like, I said when I used to bodybuild back in the day, that was just one massive eating disorder. Like you just restrict yourself that much, and then when you've done a competition, I remember I think I put myself into like a diet, like a sugar pill. I remember coming off a diet, and in one night I had a 6-pack of cookies, a full pack of Lion Bar cereal with like a full 2 litre of milk,
I was that,
and I think a full packet of Oreos. I just couldn't stop, even though I couldn't fit any more in me. I just couldn't stop. It's like it's gonna get taken off.
it is crazy just
Yeah,
how
it's like
much you
black
can
holes
eat in
in
it.
it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
But I was like 18.
I always think it's really impressive. Like I don't actually. I'm gonna say a food. There's only one sort of steak that I would say that I love, and that's T-bone steak. I fucking love that. Yeah. And I get that off Sam, mate, and Sam is fucking.
We joke about it, but it's a serious thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like eating disorders in like
Oh, yeah.
in sports.
Yeah.
But I always find it mad. Like, so I don't. I find how like it's very like satiating. Like you eat a steak and whatnot, you're quite full. But I always find it mental. Like I could like smash off 10 donuts and I would still eat. I would in my head think I'm gonna eat another 10 if I could.
Yeah, yeah.
But
And
that means it's not satiating.
I know, but I find that mental. Like that, you can eat so much volume and like carbs
Yeah,
and
Macca's
sugars.
is like that. I think I can have endless Macca's meals.
Yeah.
Steak.
Remember when we worked? I worked here, and then we went to Mackey's, me, you, and
Oh,
Jefferson.
come-
mate.
I don't want to talk about it.
It
I don't
was
want people to
good,
know
mate.
what we did.
It was good, mate.
Only those ones where you like feel a little bit disgusting yourself. Yeah.
We took food from the table next to us that left it. They didn't touch it. It was just there. So
Yeah, they did. I don't know why they didn't touch it. That annoyed me. That as well. When people leave food, that fucking pisses me off.
yeah, there's kids sober in Africa.
Yeah.
Sober.
Sober.
It's sober enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Starving.
Well, both.
They're not drinking.
Yeah, they're not, to be fair, yeah.
These are the real ones.
So do you have a good thought about eating disorders and that? Do you try and help your clients
I
with,
mean,
with the
yeah. So like, I think everyone, so to this full point, of like actually having like anorexia or bulimia. I think everyone has some form of disorder. Like in there, it's whether it's too restricted as a child, sports related, like cutting weight is probably going to give you the most disorder.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Not good.
I've not been involved in anything form of bodybuilding, but when I was doing it, and you still carry things over, like to 15 years later. But yeah, that's trying to get people to have a good relationship with food is
Yeah.
imperative, and as long as you try to train. You don't want them having, like, even with, like, they'll have a disordered thing or like of what things they can do in the gym. Like, you think a woman would be annoyed that she couldn't do a 5K run without stopping. Never done a 5K before. That's actually a big deal. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
we back ourselves a lot more, and I think that's good as human nature. But humans put way too much pressure on themselves to do things that they've never done before.
Yeah.
Like it's like you being annoyed to do a 200 kilo deadlift, but you've never even been taught how to deadlift.
Yeah.
Or why did you get? Why can I not fight?
Yeah. I always found it. Do you know when we were doing them jerks? Not jerks. The snatches. Power cleans, that's it. Oh my god, mate. That 100 in my head was just such a big deal. And I don't know why.
Yeah.
But we literally got to like 97.5.
But that's weightlifting.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You
and
can
it was,
have, you'll have,
so annoying.
you can have this one number in your head, and that one number is like your bloody crutch for the next 6 months, and it might even be a kilo under what you're actually doing, and you might do it for reps.
Yeah.
But because of that number, you just can't do it. It's more of a cognitive sport. It is a strength sport.
Yeah.
There's so much more thinking to it. People believe, but when people realize how hard weightlifting is, it gives them a newfound respect to it.
Yeah,
Or just playing a joke.
Yeah.
Another question we got was, can you tell us something people don't know about you? Might be a.
I was Britain's sexiest butcher.
Yes. Yes, he was. He was Britain's sexiest butcher.
It was a 1 year accolade, just because it was never going to get better than me. We just discontinued it.
What was it in? What was?
It was a nationwide thing. Like it was when I was.
That's
So I
amazing.
used to work at the butcher's there.
It lives in his.
Oh yeah.
So 12 years ago, and did sexy butcher, and I won it. People try and call me Northwest or Preston, and if they're going to insult me, they can do it in Britain.
Yeah, it's in like the magazine or newspaper. Is it newspaper? Was it?
It was like a calendar.
There was an article on it, and it's in it, and he's there with the fucking raw sausages.
No.
Yeah, it's class, mate. It's class.
No, that's class. How is it running a small business?
It's good, very good. Like so what I had to remember. So I've been a self-employed personal trainer for 10 years, and very new to owning a gym. So they're two different things. Like I can be, and I'm learning along the way of owning a gym, but I'm very good at the programming side, the customer relations, client relations, but the gym running side, like in the accounts, I've been a bit bad over the last, not bad, but I've let that slip over the last year, just from trying to make this as this has been my priority.
Yeah,
making sure I'm getting this as good as I want. To put a long story short, I'm a very good coach. I take pride in my coaching. Gym owner, yeah, I'm working.
Bit of a
I still need to.
In the future, where do you see your? Have you got an idea of and a vision of what you want it to become, or is it more just happy with where you are and?
My priority is just doing my very best for the people to our clients. So I want to give my message of what we're about to as many people as we can, but not at a cost of the service that we give in currently. So I know we could, like we've got plans of expanding later in the year, but I would not want it to be at the cost of lesser than quality of the service.
Yes,
that's my priority.
Yeah, it's very very nice kit in that you have.
Thank you.
It's a very nice, well kitted out gym. Because I remember when I came here, you're having a conversation about how much like water and that is costing now, and like you can buy like cheap shitty waters to get in, but you want Volvic water in.
I mean that's I just take great pride in this. I said, I think I'm being a bit modest saying I'm a great gym owner. I run a great gym, just the accounts.
with the gym equipment, obviously, I don't know if they can't see it, but there's a lot of it. What sort of kit investments are you wanting to make in the future? Are you wanting to just keep it more like this, or are you wanting to have more? Like
so we are actually
a JD gym sort of stuff.
Side of the gym, fully astroturf, 4 pounds. So that's be in the next month. In terms of like, I'm very happy with that. Maybe a couple of cable crossovers. You can get those shallow ones that come off the wall. I'm very happy with what we've got. I'd like to change the roofs and stuff concept.
The what, sorry?
Sorry, so we've got the concept bike.
Yeah.
But when we bought this, it was just a wall, so what we bought. Hindsight would have liked to get. But that's a lie. But other than that, not really.
What was the decision to get the assault runner?
Oh, that is
Oh,
horrible,
just-
by the way. I
I
rank.
love it. Yeah. I love it.
Do you remember we did that VO2 max?
Yeah.
Yeah. It wasn't on that, right? And we did a VO2 max. How long did we do that for? Like,
24.
mate, I was dying. Mate, we went to lift
Well,
afterwards.
testing your VO2.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went to lift afterwards, yeah. And I just couldn't get my head right, and we had to go and get a cup of like sugar water.
Yeah,
Just
this was in the old gym.
Yeah, this was
It
in
would
the
have been
old one.
Haribo's.
Oh my god, mate, it was bad. And then, but then, obviously, he's moved here. He's got his own gym. I then go on that. Not that we just take my mouth. Yeah, not the VO2 max. Take
This is
my-
very specific.
for
This is not.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not. Yeah, and oh my, I was fucking dying, mate. I was honestly.
We're not going to take
hate it.
Sanders.
Oh yeah, they are horrendous.
I always found it mental. Like when I was doing that, I was like panicking in my head. Like, even though I could breathe.
What have you taken?
Yeah, it's just like I don't know. It was like in my head, I was like panicking, and because I was panicking, I couldn't breathe, even though I could breathe. It was fucking head fuck.
How did you get into more? Well, I don't know if you do it more actually, but you do strength and conditioning, and Olympic weightlifting. How did you get into like both of them? Well, I'm guessing you started off just Olympic lifting, and then went into strength and conditioning with fighters.
Oh, sorry. No, so I actually started. So I did my level 1 lifting with my degree.
Right.
But then I was very passionate about my strength conditioning with combat sports.
Right.
When I was actually doing combat sports, because it was like a grey area in terms of how fighters were, doing the strength conditioning. They would either go all out, like as a terms of, like a currency of how hard they're working in the cage. They think that needs to be reciprocated on the training sessions, and that's not the case. And I was very passionate about learning more about the strength and conditioning side towards fighting, and because I had the element of I'd done MMA before, and I was currently doing MMA and how to fight. I think having that application as a fighter as well as a strength and conditioning coach, you could really apply what you felt was necessary, what was lacking in other gyms. And I still have, even though I don't do MMA as much, which I'd like to get back into.
Yeah.
I have a very big passion about coaching just professional athletes, like footballers, rugby players, MMA combat athletes. How we train, or how I train my MMA athletes is very similar to rugby or football.
Yeah.
And they're like has a solid foundation. There's obviously different things at different times, like especially for the fight counts. Nothing too it's this.
Yeah. What would you think is the most important movements for strength conditioning for pro athletes? What do you get?
Pro athlete?
Does it change them for different athletes?
Yeah, 100%. Like you've got to think of what they are using in their craft. If they're making money from it,
Yeah.
what are they using and what are they going to be lacking? Because at the end of the day, as an all round, like as a strength and conditioning coach in most sports, professional sports, it's injury prevention.
Right.
Do you know what I mean? Like first and foremost, it's injury prevention, and then getting stronger in certain positions. Or like for likes of Chris, getting stronger in positions that he would be in a fight. Utilizing triple extension. So obviously out of camp, Chris, because it's fun, I'll let him power clean. But when he's in camp, it's not necessary, and it's not safe, but it's pointless. So we'll use different forms of triple extension, like aggressive slam balls off the floor, or slam balls to the wall. We'll use other ways of getting triple extension.
Because the only sort of stuff that heavy lifting stuff that I would consider heavy lifting is that Zercher squat. Now.
Yeah.
And
so
that's fairly safe. That
it's one of the most safest squats you can do. And as we get closer to Chris's fight, we taper the volume down and the percentage work down.
So would you say that you structure it from far out from the fight? It's more like weightlifting and injury prevention.
So
and then as it gets closer, it's more plyometric stuff.
Yeah, and like getting you stronger in lengthened positions of like, you know, like hamstrings. But like plyometrics definitely have a massive place the closer you get to the fight. But the one thing I saw with like apart from you guys, with MMA fighters is they just come to you when it was too late. Do you know what I mean? So they'd want to spend maybe don't get me wrong, like spending enough time. So someone giving you their trust is a massive compliment in itself. But you'd ideally want to have a long time in when they've not got a fight. So generally, you want to build as much strength as you can without putting on muscle. So you want to get as strong as you can, and then work on the kind of nitty gritty stuff when you get closer to the fight. Some people they come too close to fight where it's like, well, we can only really do this because we don't want to be getting you really strong when you're like at the lowest calories you've been on because you're cutting weight. Do you know what I mean? So,
Yeah.
I'd say one of the biggest, and it's one of those you only really prioritize when fight's like 8 weeks out anyway.
Yeah.
Even 8 weeks out, it's quite a bit too.
With your strength and conditioning plan, how do you think that changes? Do you think like other sort of aspects of the sport have got the contribution to like strength and conditioning, such as like CrossFit or functional patterns? But do you think there is no comparison to strength and conditioning? So I know some fighters who do sort of like a CrossFit or circuits as a way to as their strength and conditioning. I also know some who just do functional patterns, and they don't believe in the idea of like sort of the just about that the strength and conditioning aspect of it. What's your opinion on that?
You've got to have. Like, it comes down to a really simple question: does it transfer to your sport? And if it doesn't transfer to your sport, then why are you doing it? Like if, for instance, a wall ball, you're doing a wall ball. What does a wall ball have to transfer to a fight? Do you know what I mean? Like, I just do the basics very good, and I think you don't really need to mess with them.
And do you think that CrossFit and the functional patterns don't like scratch that itch? Is that what you think?
I'm not saying that. I'm not like at the end of the day, like doing something outside of fighting is also good for the fighter. Like, and if they like it, who are we to disagree? Do you know what I mean? I can like you're coming to me for my opinion.
Yeah.
Does that make it right? But like, let's say for instance,
It's a lot more educated than most others. So.
Yeah, I'm not saying that, but what I'm saying is it's a bit deeper than just saying like because at the end of the day, you might have the most efficient strength training plan. It's going to get you to your fight. And Chris being Chris would follow it and not even ask any questions. If someone else of a different mind hated every ounce of it, loved doing something else, and they give 110% into it, you kind of want them to have a little bit of fun and training.
Yeah.
And love every bit of it. Like I see it a bit deeper than like
Okay.
it's easy to give you exactly what you need, but there has to be an element of what you want.
So would you say that it's more based on how well the process is enjoyed by the person as opposed to just the result?
That has a massive element, but obviously when you get into professional, you have to do what you need to do.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like it's all right when you're an amateur, like just having fun with it. You're not making money off it. But if you're making money off it, you need to do what you need to do. There has to be no negotiables. If I'm going like at the end of going to slag anyone off, but try and find me a successful straight MMA fighter that's doing functional.
Yeah.
When you compete, do you do your own programming?
No, I
yourself?
have a coach.
Yeah.
I've had a coach since weightlifting. I think coaches who don't have coaches are naive.
Yeah.
A coach should always have a coach because if a coach has a coach, they're always leveling up their knowledge, and you know that they're always also taking their own training seriously.
Yeah.
Which is a massive aspect of that.
Yeah, I think it's pretty needed. I think.
100%. Like it's only in. I think if you're new to coaching, you might feel a little bit self-conscious about thinking that you need a coach. Or you don't need a coach, but like, if not anything, like I know how to weight, but I like to be accountable to someone. Having been programmed for me. Because if I was going to program myself, I'd just do what I was good at.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like I'd just nail fucking squats all the time, and I'd nail heavy behind the neck jerks all the time. I'd nail heavy clean all the time. You need to do that.
I think it's like my fiance is a psychologist. I think there's a bit of stigma behind psychologists going to other psychologists for like mental health help. So like she found it hard to do, and I think like it's like the same thing a coach getting a coach.
And I think with that as well, like you take. I'm psychology. You're taking on so much of people's life that you need to have an outlet as well.
Yeah,
Don't you, surely.
So how do you think that's that the idea of having a coach? How does what's your coach's name?
Paul,
Paul. How does Paul carry it to you? Because obviously, I would say that you're quite a niche individual compared to the majority of people that he's going to be coaching. So how do you find that he works really well for you?
and I've just worked really well with his program. His program took a bit of time to get used to in terms of I never understood some of the approaches, but they didn't really work. You know, like, so like I was very new to. I've been working with Paul for 3 years. I was very new to kind of daily maxes, and like at the time when I was like new to like coaching folks out there, the percentage based person, especially with how I coach and how I coach them. Now, even now, like I use daily maxes in my own coaching because there's very much time to use percentage work, very much time to use.
So
daily maxes.
could you highlight what the difference between them two are?
Oh, so like percentage work, you'd work. Say, for instance, if I was going to snatch, I might do 5 times 3 snatches at 70% of my best snatch. So, say, I think I can work that out top of me. So I might do 115 kilos for 5 times 3 snatches. Do you know what I mean? Whereas you might do heavy, so daily max would be okay, work up to a heavy set of 3 for that daily max. So what I got misinterpreted, or I used to think because I'm a very competitive person, I would always have to PB on daily maxes. What daily maxes are good for is like there's always an opportunity if you're feeling good. All percentage programs can't determine how you're going to feel on the day.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So like if you're feeling good, then it's always a chance to sling it in it, gain an extra level of confidence. Say for instance, if you felt really good and you've done a triple that would have going to be 90% of your best snatch, you know, definitely be able to snatch if that's happening.
So how do you, as you're coaching others, do you look at other people and how they are before you decide, right, I feel like I could push an extra 20 kilos out of it today? Because you're pretty good at identifying when I'm like run down.
It's a mutual decision. Like you can pick up on certain things. Like you'll ask a question, right? And especially like for a squat or a deadlift point of view, if 85% sorry is flying, you know you're good there. I always like even in our strength classes, I'll always promote people if they're feeling good, and we've not just tested.
Yeah.
Crack on. Like if you're feeling good, don't waste an opportunity.
Yeah.
I think you can't be too like in the past. I'd be very rigid with that. You must stick to this, but never miss an opportunity if it's there, because it's a wasted opportunity.
Okay.
Do you have a process that you go through before you compete? Like on the day, or even in the day before?
I'll have to say breakfast. I'll have to say pre-workout meal.
What's the breakfast?
What
Is
is
it
the-
a bit? Do you
what
go
is the
big or
routine
go
then?
home?
No. So I go off what I mean.
Does it start the day before or
It starts a week.
week before?
I am very much like I know I'm gonna lift well if I can feel it like that week. You know, like I just know I'm feeling good and I know I'm gonna lift well. Like the Brits last year actually bombed out, but I never felt good that week, and I always aim to try and feel good. But get on some breakfast. It would be a breakfast wrap, 2 breakfast wraps with turkey sausages, 2 turkey sausages per wrap, 4 scrambled eggs, and 2 turkey bacon, and then do you know like jalapeno jam from Aldi? That's really like
Why the turkey? Why not like normal pork or whatever?
protein.
Is it just the pro?
No, they're just very good.
Oh, okay.
Caramelized red onion.
Yeah. I respect that. Yeah.
Do you normally travel to your competitions?
I'll go anywhere. Like I've been last year. Last year was a big year competition. I did 12 weightlifting competitions, so it's essentially 1 month. I didn't do 1 month. I did a couple of months. There was one in Pembrokeshire, which is fucking miles away. That's in like the arse end of Wales. We did the Welsh Open. In Birmingham, Manchester.
Do you think traveling affects it?
I mean, I've not travelled internationally, so I wouldn't know. But not really. Like what I'm again, you can only really get this from the time on the platform, and it's like make sure you take the warm up seriously. Like just make sure you're doing exactly what you're doing in training, just lifting with intention.
How is it in that back room?
I love it. Like I'm very much normally I very much play up to pressure, so I'm quite lucky in that sense. Like even bombing out of the Brits, it wasn't to do with it wasn't the being the Brits that affected me. It was just I wasn't feeling it good on the day. And again, we can't predict when you're going to feel good. But yeah, I love being on the platform. I love showing the capabilities, or like getting towards my capabilities.
Are there other people in like the back room? I'm
Yeah, so-
picturing it in my head. In the back room, there's like some barbells for you to build.
Yeah,
up.
so you'll essentially have, especially at the Brits. So Brits was in Manchester last year, and you had about 16 platforms in the back room, and all with their individual weights. And in my category, there was the under 109s and the over 109s. And sometimes if you're in like like a tier 3, so like a gym competition, you'll have like multiple weight categories in the same category just going on,
right,
as and when. But like there's a good vibe in the back room, and because you're around people that like, especially the Brits or the Englands, when you're around people that you look up to, you see it on Instagram and they're slinging big tins, and you want to show that you're slinging big tin. So I really like that. But some people, I don't. Even though some of our members, I'll never push. Like even though it's good to get time on the platform, I'll never push some of our clients to go to, because you just want them to love weightlifting. You just want to love doing what they're doing. And we've just recently touched some sort of members to a weightlifting competition. Really loved it. But if you would have asked them a year ago, they would have never done it.
Do you find it, either you or other people that you see, when people put up the numbers that they're about to lift, does it ever change yours or people's minds on what they're going to then put on?
Does it get to the mental game? So, like...
Sorry, really do you know how it works?
Well, I take it you got to call what you're going to lift, and then you have to then go.
Yeah, so I'm sure you can
say for instance, there's me and another guy, or 3 of us, let's say, and we're all in the similar weight or something. We'll all open up, and then like deciding how that goes, we'll kind of manipulate numbers so we get longer rest, or one person goes in before us. It's not manipulated, but you're just trying to work to get more rest. Or
you're playing the game.
They've missed out. Let's get it. Let's nail it.
Yeah,
I mean? It's opportunistic, and that's a skill itself.
With the competition, you said that you've recently changed how you would never force someone to go into competition. Do you feel like competition is necessary for people to fully advance? Like, for example, people ask me like, well, should I compete in that? Especially in more so in like jiu-jitsu comps and grappling comps. And I always feel like the way you train in the gym is a lot different to usually how people compete on the day. And I feel like for me personally, I feel like I demand the best of myself when I'm competing. But I also know that not everyone is me. So, like for example, I don't know the names, but some people that I know will do really well in the gym, and then obviously come the competition day, they just floor it, and like, the head just goes up their ass. Do you feel like it's a necessity then, or do you feel like it's kind of just dependent on the individual?
I am a massive believer in competition breeds performance. It just follows through. But you've got to ask people, why are you doing this? What are you doing this for? If they just want to train, then just have a love for training. But like, to get the very most out of someone, it's from a competitive edge.
Yeah,
it's from a competitive level. But I don't think it's necessary. But if they're wanting to be the best, they have to.
Do you feel like you could ever be like a sort of like a gym rat and not compete, but then you get to such an experience at some point that you get to the very top, like you just go, for example, the way I'm looking at it is more so from a grappling as opposed to from a weightlifting, is if I'm just in the gym just training for fun, and I end up, after 10 years, let's say I get a black belt, okay, and then I go straight, no competition done, I go straight to IBJJF Worlds into a black belt category. Do you think that's possible to do really well in that way, or do you feel like the best progress that you can make is continuously competing all the way up to that top level?
The thing is, you need the experience on the mats as well, don't you? So you
Mm.
need to have a feel of the day, like the morning of your competition. Like at the end of the day, if you've waited all the way till you've got a black belt, what's been the driving force to get in the competition when you're on a black belt?
Yeah,
Do you know what I
yeah,
mean? Like, but I get what you're saying. Like, I firmly believe, like, if I'm being honest, the more time you can compete, the better. Even if you've just like, even if someone can just move a weightlifting and they want to compete, do you know what I mean? Like, the earlier you can get on the platform, for me, all the mats, the better. You get an experience.
Yeah.
It's experience that you're not going to get from the gym.
Mm.
Do you want to tell us more about how the weightlifting competitions actually work? Because I don't. Is it you get 2 attempts at each?
So you get 3 attempts. You'll snatch first. 3 attempts you snatch. 3 attempts you clean and jerk, and then the best one of each makes you total.
Right. And how much rest are you getting in between? Does it vary?
So that depends again with the doing like the trying to gain an edge over
Yeah.
someone. You'll have, say for instance, Chris has just gone before me. He lifted successfully. To load my weight on, assume my weight's where you're on the bar, I have a minute.
Right.
However, if Chris missed his lift, he would then get 2 minutes. Okay.
To
go again.
Right.
Himself.
Right.
Okay, so he'd follow himself. However, say for instance, if he was sitting on a snatch of 150, and I was at 152, and he still missed it, like 153, you still gain. I then go next. He gets more.
Oh, so you like, even though you can miss it, you up it.
It depends on if you back yourself. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I remember.
So if you like commit, you can get rewarded for it.
I remember a comp
I like that.
last year, and this was nothing for gaining rest. This was just if I don't, I'm not going to get it.
Yeah.
So I missed my upper of 165. Went 168. Missed my 168.
Oh.
I was like 172. The coach was like, no. And I was like, mate, if I don't, I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to clean it. I can't be asked.
Yeah.
I need to do something. I got it and I nailed it.
Oh, I love that. That was class.
But yeah, that's like, again, under the odds, I do very well. Some people can just succumb to the pressure. It's just one of those things. It's a fortunate thing for me.
How long does a competition normally last then? Because it seems like it would be pretty short event.
No,
But
yeah, they're long.
Is
They're
it?
long. And like with me, because I'm big boys, I'm on very last. So like normally it starts at about 9 and it won't get finished at about 8 o'clock at night.
Jesus, really?
Oh.
But then again, I don't have to be there.
Yeah.
I can like, weigh in at 2 o'clock and I might start at 5.
Oh, you're weighing on the day for weightlifting.
Yeah.
Does that affect you?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
you
don't
don't
know
know.
every
Yeah,
week.
yeah.
But like some of my friends, like the girl who I train with, Erin, she has just moved up a weight category, like for no other reason than she is literally a kilo over the category that she's been in.
Right.
That literally a kilo difference makes such a difference to her.
Yeah.
So this category she's done in, she's literally put like 7 kilo on the top just by being 1 to 2 kilo heavier.
Yeah.
So for people it does, but like for me, it's not my problem.
Yeah, I've started changing. I've done that with
Yeah.
Empire. Yeah, with grappling. I used to
one above.
Yeah, I go the one above. I used to do 79.5 underneath, and then
The way I see it as
it
well,
makes it a big deal then.
especially for
Yeah.
like anything combat or weightlifting, like you're trying to test yourself. Why are you trying to have one up and be?
Yeah,
Because at the end of the day, you're either going to be malnourished
Yeah,
or,
yeah.
or dehydrated.
yeah,
You're not going to perform optimally.
Yeah.
Right? And if you do, for more power to you.
Mm.
Do that.
Right.
But I don't like, especially like, you know, like these ridiculous weight cuts with like solo
Oh,
work. I'm not a big fan of it. I'm not a big fan of it at
that's bad. Then I'll do that.
Yeah.
Bring back up.
all.
But
Oh.
do you know why they do it on the day, the weigh-in? Is there a reason for that? 'Cause surely it'd just be more safer to do it the day before, like.
Yeah, but then people start cutting their like full waist now, no?
It's just a thing.
Yeah, I guess
we,
it'd be
we,
a way to
we
happen.
weighed 2 hours.
Jeez.
So if you, I think in weightlifting, like, obviously there's a health aspect. We don't deplete like
Right.
Uh,
You don't fully dehydrate.
no, because like if Chris was like let's say Darren Till when he went down to lightweights, he ain't gonna he's not gonna perform well if he had to do that. on the
No,
days.
no.
So you've got more opportunity to like severe weight cut if you do
Yeah.
the day before.
Yeah, I
It's
guess,
weird
yeah.
because people started weight cutting for an advantage, but now everyone does it. Now no one has the
Yeah,
advantage.
I guess, yeah.
It's fucking stupid.
But that's what I don't like. I really don't get it. I've always said this to you. I've won every fight I've watched, but why would you not want to test yourself at your actual weight?
But then if I go to 77, the problem I'll have is that
People
I mean
are
the
gonna be
people
like
are
90 kilos.
fucking massive.
Yeah, that's
you know
a
what I
good
mean?
point.
And
That's a good point.
that's fine.
I've never thought of that.
It's all right, fucking saying, well,
People still normally have a
Yeah.
high advantage over you.
yeah, but
I'm
fucking
zero,
hell,
I'm 0
mate,
and
it's-
10, and I've been my actual weight. Everyone else
Yeah.
everyone else is just a fake.
Do you feel the pressure of that then? Keeping it a lower weight
What, to try and maintain my weight?
to try and be at like the level of everyone else around you, as in height and weight.
I definitely used to. I used to when I first started. I did only catch weights. I never actually cut to 70. It was only this past last year that I actually started doing 70 kilo, which is like the full cut for me. So I used to cut to 74, and it became 74 kilo, which was a piece of piss for me. I used to have to cut at 6 kilos, which is basically just diet and math, if that. Now on the other hand, now I have to cut to 70. The problem that I found was the more that I cut, the more I put on afterwards.
Right.
And not in a good way because after food is a problem, and then all of a sudden you get it all in front of you. You're like, I just want it all now.
You can't stop.
You can't stop, and then before you know it, I put on for that Wes Tully fight in 7 weeks. I cut 15 kilos, and that fucking. I did that. I did not cheat on that diet at all because I knew I couldn't. I think physically couldn't. Yeah, and but then
Did you have like 5 weeks off the came in like?
yeah, mate, I think I had like 2 weeks off. I think it was even 5.
Yeah, no, sorry, it was 2 weeks.
Yeah. But the problem is obviously it takes 7 weeks to get down, but then it takes a week / 2 weeks
Yeah.
of just eating shite, and then before you know it, you've doubled it again, and then it's harder to get off. I find.
And you get to the point.
Yeah.
I've done this now. I might as well.
Yeah.
And that's like you get that with the general population. But I've done this. So I might as well do this. Well, the one was fine.
Yeah.
That's mine. That 10. That's the problem.
Yeah. So it was more. It's not that I struggle making the weight and that because I can do that and I can be disciplined enough to do that. It's more when you go back to back. So I was meant to have 4 fights last year. I only ended up having 3 because by the time I got to the last one, I just couldn't be fucking arsed with it. With like the cutting another 10 kilos at least, like, and then because at that point I understood in myself. I was like, right, this is a problem. It's a problem that isn't going away. It's just getting worse. I need to start dealing with it. And I was getting at that point. I was getting to a good point with food, and I knew that if I fought again, some random amateur fight, it just didn't seem worth it, and I wasn't really enthusiastic about training because I was kind of like it became more of a chore as a part of instead of enjoying it. So I don't know. I just think, yeah, cutting weight's great when you do it now and then, but I think the more active you are, the worse it gets. But that's how it did for me anyway.
One of the last. Well, have you got a question?
Yeah. With coaching for yourself and training the way you have in your life, how do you feel that has affected the way that you parent, but also are with your family? Do you feel like it's
That's a good question.
Well, it's literally
positively?
that.
Is it? Yeah.
Yeah. Family life balance.
Well, I got that first.
It was actually one of the reasons. Actually, a massive thing of opening the gym is like coaching my style of coaching to as many people as I can, but also to gain more time with my family. So we've got Will, who's my business partner, who coaches here as well. He does personal training here. He just because I used to work when I was at Ultraflex, I'd work PT from like 5 in the morning till 9 o'clock at night.
Yeah, pretty heavy, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was pretty heavy tackle, and I would not see a problem with it until I'm like the way I value things is different. So I value my time with my family far more than I value money. Do you know what I mean? Like it's unfortunate that I can do that, and this place allows me. So with that being said, the way I train and coach, like I just do most of my things for no one. Like it's, I'd say Noah's given me a lease of my own training. Like my training has progressed to impress Noah in a later life.
And
do you
Noah's
know what I
son.
mean? Noah,
Yeah.
that's it. You say that?
Yeah,
You
yeah. I
know
mean,
it.
I know that.
That's what you want to read. Yeah, so I just want to like make my son proud. Everything I do in the gym or like, is to like so he can see that and think it's cool. Like even just having him around the gym, like, Noah's in the gym 3 or 4 times a week, and even though that's so normal to him, I'm so glad it's so normal to him.
Yeah.
Because do you know, I don't see anyone else's children in the gym. Like as much as I would like to, like all our members are more than welcome to bring their children. They always do. But like, I just think it's so important to have them around from the young age.
Yeah. I've seen it CrossFit. They always bring the prams in and sit there and watch.
It's brilliant. And like, I've told him like he's going to have cauliflower ears by the age of 4. He's got a year left.
Is it something that you do want to put, not like push, but
no, 100%. I think push. Like I want him. Like at the end of the day, like I want a confident child, and a confident child is going to be a nice child. Like I think I've said this from even before he being born. Like I want him to be into wrestling. Don't want him to box. I want him to wrestle because you can disengage, you can disarm someone with like that kind. Not with a knife. But like if you're in conflict at school, you can back yourself.
Yeah.
And I think that opens the opportunity to not be a bully as well.
Yeah.
Humbles you definitely.
Pardon?
It humbles you
Yeah,
definitely.
100%. But you like, I think even with boxing, I'm not saying that because I'm not saying I don't need to box because I think that's a gateway to bullying. I don't like. I think anyone who knows the capabilities of the human body respects the fellow human.
Yeah.
Like, more so, obviously there are things to that people will be on the opposite side.
Yeah.
But I think if you know what your body's capable of, it makes you respect your ability.
Very nice. Have you got any other questions?
No.
Have you got any questions for us?
That's a new one. I like it.
I think I do want to.
I don't know.
And it's not particular, but I'd like you both to.
Okay.
What would you tell the 16-year-old Tom and Chris?
Okay.
What you know. So you tell Tom, you tell Chris. What advice, or what would you say to them? Like, what would be, knowing what you've been through, knowing what you're about to go through, what would be advice? What would you be proud of them? Would you tell them anything?
I think I'd definitely say humble yourself a bit. Yeah,
he was.
Yeah.
He still is, mate. He fucking still is.
Yeah. I think because I remember
There's going to be a time when there's going to be a fly and you go and get it.
Yeah.
I remember when I first walked into the CrossFit gym, not doing CrossFit ever. I walked in, I was like, yeah, I wouldn't mind competing in CrossFit. And now looking back on that now, I bet the coach was like, fucking idiot.
Well, yeah, that's it. Yeah, I could fucking smash it.
Yeah. Like, little don't know it'd take like 2-3 years till I could even think about competing in it at a very low standard.
I'm gonna press up now.
Yeah. So I think just like chill out, mate. Just fucking humble yourself a bit and just.
What anything nice you'd say to
I'd probably say thanks for getting me into fitness in the first place.
My advice would be, I was fortunate enough when I started. Sort of,
You were a completely different person
yeah,
at 16.
I was not.
It was an abnormality.
Yeah, I was a bit. Just didn't do anything really. But I feel like when I did start changing, I was very fortunate to come across a quote that was like, the best investment you can make is into yourself. And I don't really know why because you obviously hear the quotes and you not necessarily listen, you read it, but you don't really understand it and listen to it. But for some reason, I really like that one,
It resonated.
and I'm glad I did because it kind of it always influenced my decisions. So I was I still am very like skeptical about where I put my money into. So I'm not a big spender. I do not like spending money. Yet if I tell myself it's an investment for myself, I'll spend it and I won't even question it. And I'm glad that is the case because I see other people in the way that they are with the life, that how willy nilly they'll just chuck the money away. Yet if you ask them to invest in a class for themselves or a program for themselves or the right food for themselves, that they'll be like, nah, nah, nah. Mackey's is cheaper.
Truest form of self-respect.
Yeah, and I'm really glad that that's the case that it is now. So I would definitely tell myself younger, when I was younger, like invest in yourself and trust in yourself to do it. What was the last second one? It'd be kind. What
You're
was?
really thankful for everything you've done. You're proud of yourself.
Yeah, I am. I'm proud that I had the patience to go through the whole thing and just trust myself to do it. I think because I've trusted myself to do it and I've gone through it and walked that walk, I feel like just feel like I have a confidence in myself that I don't really get worried. No, I wouldn't really say that like issues come up in my life and
You're a very chill guy.
yeah, it just seems like I can deal with it. Do you know what I mean?
Don't cry. I always think I would like Noah to turn out like you. Do you know what I mean? Not
What a
mentally,
fucking
not fit,
compliment.
not looks. Man.
Yeah.
He's gonna be far more.
Mate, if he has a mullet, mate, though, just think how much gal that guy. He's gonna be killing
But I
it.
mean, like with your whole, because you've had, like, even though I didn't know you were 14, 15, I knew you were
Yeah.
16. Was you
The
16?
17, yeah.
And your whole ethos on life, and the thing is, what I like about you is you're not out to please anyone. You're not a people pleaser. You're a Christian, and I think you're way beyond your years.
Yeah,
And
thank you very much.
you-
mate.
you'd be a like, because my one worry is no ever being a bully or being bullied. I don't think you could ever be. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or be a bully. Full stop.
I hope not. Definitely. Yeah. Thank you, mate. Good compliment.
Yeah, that was
mate.
really nice. That.
Yeah.
Well, thank you very
Pleasure,
much mate, for
welcome.
coming on.
Thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Right. And we'll end it
Can I
there.
say a joke?
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Oh my god, right. He's fucking in with jokes.
Oh no, to be fair, when we did a PT session here one
I
time,
can't keep it in.
I heard one of your jokes and I must have told it everyone else outside of you. What's the difference between a joke and three dicks?
What is it?
Chris's mum can't take a joke.
It's like, our mum will listen to this. She'll be like,
Did you know pigeons die after sex? I had sex with dogs.